Hello, my name is Dan Johnson and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be unboxing the brand new collection box set, which is the collection box set for season 20. It feels like this has been spoken about many times. Ever since we knew that they were filming this documentary around Europe with this particular TARDIS team, we knew that this season was definitely incoming. And it seems like the perfect time to bring it out. To be honest, season 20 seems like a great year in Doctor Who's history. We also have the 5 Doctors in this set. In fact, it's a huge amount of this set because 3 discs are taken up by the special. But before we get to the contents of the discs, this one has been quite tricky for me to get my hands on because I ordered one from the regular website I use, although that regular website, the postman threw it over the fence. Now, these aren't necessarily fragile, so they don't get listed as fragile, but they are made of cardboard that bends quite easy, and as it came through, it was smashed, basically. The corners were bashed in, and the roof bit was sticking out, and I thought, I'm not going to open it, so I sent it back, and I thought, I'm going to have to wait ages, and then a very strange thing happened, where the website that does next day delivery quite a lot, in fact, that's part of their main draw, ended up having stock. I ordered one and it arrived before people that had ordered it and pre-ordered it many months before. So I ended up quite lucky, and even though I risked it slightly, was able to get the set quicker than some other people. There is a slight bit of damage to it. On the back, there's a slight crinkle. You may see it. I'm not going to point it out, but I'm sure you'll be able to see it. So I can now admire this gorgeous box set, and we have Peter Davison on the front here, surrounded by triangles, which I think is from the 5 Doctors. I think that's the thing that kidnaps them, is it not? But it's a very nice effect. I think the colour on this one is gorgeous as well. The sort of blue and the almost pinkish red work quite nicely together. We have Peter Davison here holding the crystal from Snake Dance, a story I was watching about an hour ago, in fact. But down at the bottom we have a whole bunch of different creatures. It is a bit strange. You will notice more once I take the sleeve off. But the monsters do seem to have moved up slightly. They normally fit quite nicely at the bottom. We have the Cybermen, we have the Daleks, we have the Master, we have Omega, we have the Myra. I'm not entirely sure who the other 2 people on the other ends are, but I'm sure I shall find out as we go along. We have the 2018 to 2022 logo, and we have the collection, season 20, 9 discs, rated 12. On the back, we have continue your Doctor Who archive with the ultimate collector's set until we bring it out in 4K or release it in some sort of special edition. We have Arc of Infinity, Snake Dance, Mordred Undead, Terminus Enlightenment, The King's Demons, and the 5 Doctors 20th Anniversary Special. I've seen a few of these stories, more than most, because you may notice that I don't always know what I'm talking about when it comes to looking at the disc art and who the monsters are, etc. I have seen Arc of Infinity and I have seen the 5 Doctors. I'm currently, as I said, 2 episodes into Snake Dance. It's a very weird story, but I absolutely love it. I think it's brilliant. So we have all 7 episodes newly restored for Blu-ray and packed with extra material, as they always are. We have the five-ish Doctors. No, that's something else. We have the 5 Doctors Anniversary Restoration, which comes in 3 discs, which we shall be talking about later. We have brand new updated special effects. We have documentaries. We have behind-the-scenes episodes, Behind the Sofa. We have a very cool documentary called Look Who's Driving, which is a European road trip with Peter Davison, Jeanette Fielding, and Sarah Sutton, which sounds absolutely brilliant. And brand new featurettes, including a new interview with Martin Clunes, and In Conversation, which comes with Matthew Sweet chatting to Jeanette Fielding and Sarah Sutton. If you're interested, there's a bunch of technical information, but I am not. I'm going to be taking the sleeve off. So now we can see the image in full, and you can see that there is that gap about the size of my fingernail. I don't think it's an issue or anything like that. I just find it interesting that unlike other sets, these ones are slightly higher. And unlike other sets as well, there's no overlap. There's nothing going over, which does make that space more apparent in my mind. But then if we go onto the back, we have a gorgeous image of the Black Guardian, which I do know about because there was huge speculation about it during series 12. And there's an awesome image here with some boats there from Enlightenment, aren't they? And then the TARDIS, and he's sort of putting his hands around the TARDIS. I think that image is absolutely gorgeous. I love that. That's probably my favourite so far. I think that one's absolutely brilliant. So now we can open it up and we can take a look at the art on the left. So we have an image from the 5 Doctors here. We have 4 Doctors and then a little Tom Baker in one of those crystal things. And then once we open up the sides, we have an image showing season 20 with the Fifth Doctor and his companions, including Chameleon. Then we have the booklet, which advertises all types of stuff such as Big Finish, comic books, interactive events, vinyls, and right at the end, oddly enough, pin badges. And now we have the booklet of contents. These things are always lovely. They give you insightful information in terms of like forewords, I guess, for the episodes, but also details of what's actually on the discs so you don't miss anything. If I just show you the pages that they've done for the Five Doctors, there is a whole page just dedicated to items that are on the discs, which is something I've not seen before in this sort of set. I shall read through that as I go, but before I finish up on the left side and go to the right, we have this image of the TARDIS with this sort of sun-setting effect. It's a really nice piece of artwork. I don't know how it incorporates into the series yet, but I think it looks brilliant. It looks like there's the bomb from Earthshock, which I don't think is correct, but that's where my mind went. And we've got a sort of very cool chessboard as well. And so we move on to the discs. First we have Arc of Infinity with Omega and Peter Davison there. Then the second disc we have is Snake Dance with, of course, the Myra and Jeanette Fielding looking rather upset. Then we have disc 3 with Mordrin Undead with an image of Mark Striction's Turlo looking quite evil. I think he does start as a villain, doesn't he? I could be picking ideas out of thin air. Then we have disc 4, which is Terminus, a story I don't know much about, but I think is Nissa's last story. And then we go on to the next one, which is Enlightenment, which has Jeanette Fielding looking lovely in that dress, and the Doctor being held hostage or something like that. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing with that blade. Then we have disc 6, which is The King's Demons. That involves Chameleon playing a banjo and the Ainley Master not looking too happy about it. We have disc 7, which is the original version of the episode broadcast in 1983. And then we have disc 8, which is the Five Doctors 40th Anniversary edition, which is the newly restored one. I'm not entirely sure what they've done to it in terms of specification, but apparently it's the 40th anniversary version with a cool image of the Cyberman there being blown up. And then we have the final disc, the Five Doctors Special Edition, which is from the 90s. The sort of, it may have been direct-to-video or something along that, restoration of that story. So there's plenty of versions and plenty of ways to watch the Five Doctors in this set. And so that's it for season 20. The box set is here, it's arrived, it's been unboxed, and it's always very strange when I get to this point in the video when I've filmed everything and now I sit here and go, right, well that's it, when's the next one? But there is still plenty of stuff to get my teeth into. I mean, for a season that I've not really seen much of before, I mean, there's seasons that I've talked about before that I've hardly watched, I haven't even watched a story from. But with this one, I have a basic idea of what happens because I've watched the beginning and the end, essentially. And it feels like there's very sort of prolific elements within this, such as the Black Guardian. I'm interested to going into these episodes and taking them in fully with behind the scenes and everything like that and really understanding what was going on. And that is something I always look forward to with this collection box sets. I'm quite happy they're not releasing them too close together because it means I can take my time. I hope that if you're waiting for your collection box set, it arrives soon and it arrives safe. But until next time, goodbye.